On October 25th, I published a video where I said why Trump is going to win. If you want to see my explanation why I thought at that time that Trump was going to win, but here is why he won. I'm just going to attach this. Here's the Jesuit Catholic Vatican cabal blessing Trump. That gives me the EBGBs just by itself. Watch this. So, when you get the blessing of the Vatican and the blessing of the nuclear syndicate, actually the one in the same Vatican, nuclear syndicate, uranium mining, the Queen, the blessing towards Donald Trump. And now I'm just gonna comment a little bit on why I was right, obviously, was that he had addressed that whole notion within that society, the notion of hurt and pain and suffering, that he attached himself to the idea in people's minds that somehow he's going to alleviate the heartaches and the heartbreaks in that society, which is a bunch of hooey. It'll never happen. And the outrage that people feel that the choice that either Trump or Clinton is on the ticket and neither is qualified, of course not. When has a candidate ever been qualified to be the POTUS, to run the joint? So well, you know, the idea of running the thing is also an illusion. So basically what you have is right now you have half the country in this utter total despair about their favorite candidate Clinton, and the other half totally euphoric in a state of illusion, delusion about their choice, about Trump. People are full of wishful thinking. What a ridiculous thing. The clown is going to run the circus. No longer are the lion tamers and the elephant controllers keeping people in check. It's going to be the clowns that run the show. But here is my comment about what it is in terms of this, my perception. Insights, spontaneous insights from the studio this morning again. Why I think this dichotomy mentally of still being outraged, which is absolutely right to be outraged by these candidates supposedly representing anyone of value to society. What I've been saying, what I am saying is that people, to focus in on this is irrelevant, whether Trump or Clinton or Stein or Obama or anyone. And by the way, the whole syndrome, the Obama syndrome, revealed itself within the first day of his presidency when he said he was going to close down Guantanamo Bay on day one. It's still open. So the Trump cleaning up the swamp or draining the swamp when he gets in is already, it's a no-brainer. It'll never happen. And he already said in his speech that Hillary Clinton has served her country so well, and we owe her a great debt of gratitude for having served the country. So there you go. What happened to, I'm going to lock her up because she's a criminal. And here's the thing that I find quite, I don't understand this, when there is this response to this, you can't want to vote for Trump and you can't want to vote for Clinton, and everybody is, well, of course. The system is never going to work under the present circumstances, of course. The only way, what I have said, the only way that there is ever going to be a change in our social structure, in how we function, how we relate to each other, how we make things actually work, not end up with Fukushima and Chernobyl and all the destruction that is going on, is that each person begins to act their own conscience in a local way. So to rant and rave about the fact that, he shouldn't be elected or she shouldn't be elected, of course not. But it'll never change until we change our lives personally and become active in our community, in our in our circles, in our even beyond in our community, in our immediate circumstance as a human being, from human being to human being. And as soon as we begin to become decent human beings who exercise their conscience every day, everything else is irrelevant. You can blow your top on whatever you want to blow your top on, and it won't make any difference, because the dreaded red is always going to be the underlying structure of our lives. And to think that there is a system out there that would remedy or give us aid is delusional. And the idea that a person like Trump would succeed is just part of this structure of illusion. The world is not what it appears to be. It just has been escalated to a new level. And it's almost ridiculous to be incensed about this, as far as my perception of the world, which is that we act our conscience personally every day, which is why everything has screwed up and fucked up in the last 6,000 years, because we continuously abdicate our responsibilities to be decent human beings. And I still have faith in humanity, because every human being knows exactly, all human beings who are not psychopaths know exactly what I'm talking about. Yeah, the dreaded red. Stop falling off my head. I want to make sure people understand the dreaded red. So the Vatican blessed Trump, which when I saw that, I realized, well, actually before, but I was confirmed that Trump was going to win this election, because the greatest criminal syndicate, which is the Vatican, it has tentacles in everything. The Vatican has tentacles in everything. This has been explored by dozens and dozens of scholars and people of conscience that understand the rot underneath our system of taking away the decency in every human being. The Vatican, the pedophile ring, the priests, the higher ups who cover up the pedophiles that are in that system. They attract these degenerates to their system. And this is how it works. And it'll continue to be that way. And no matter how outraged you become about this person or that person elected, it doesn't matter until we become responsible for our lives at every single moment of every day, that we act according to the rightness, the goodness in us. It's all irrelevant, and we end up with Fukushima. We end up with the potential death of all life on this planet, which was started long before Trump or Hillary. It has a long history, and where we will end up isn't by the leader we choose, but by how we choose to act every day.